Good morning to all. Today we are going to discuss about case study on basics of rocket propulsion. So in that things, what are all the principles are we are used for this propulsion, and what are all the law used for this rocket propulsion, and then types of rockets, and what are all the fuel and oxidizer used for this rocket propulsion. So now the sessions hand out to the students. Students are elaborately discuss about the basics of rocket propulsions.
Rocket propulsion system helps rocket move upwards into the space. Unlike aeroplanes, rockets travels behind the atmosphere where there is no air. So the rocket must carry everything they need, including fuel, oxygen. Rocket propulsion plays a very important role in launching satellites, sending astronauts into space, and exploring other planets. To achieve all this, rockets must be powerful, reliable, and more efficient. Propulsion, one of the important law is Newton's third law. This law states that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. In rocket propulsion, the hot air is expelled by through a nozzle. It helps the rocket to pass through in the space without any air. This law helps to move in air without. This gives more thrust to pass through the air.
Third one is a fuel and oxidizer in the rocket. So it is produced on thrust. Rocket use two important substance. It's a fuel, and that the materials that burns and release the oxidizers, and the chemical provides the oxygen to the burn. And since there is no oxygen in a space, rocket must carry own oxidizer. Some common combustions including the liquid hydrogen as a fuel, and and liquid oxygen as an oxidizer, kerosene with a liquid oxygen, solid propellant mixtures different fuels are chosen based on the energy output.
Engines, solid rocket engines, fuel and oxidizer are mixed in a solid form. Simple design, produce powerful thrust, and commonly used in boosters. Liquid rocket engines, fuel and oxidizers are stored separately as the liquids, can be controlled and restarted. And hybrid rocket engines, one propellant in solid and the other is liquid. Stellar, the liquid engines. Another one is electric engines. Electric engines is a use electric to accelerate ions, verify efficiency, produce low thrust.
The last stage is testing. Before any rocket is launched, engineers are tested carefully since it may lead to any incident. So some of the important tests include static fire test, fuel flow check, temperature test, pressure test, vibration test, emergency shutdown test. These tests ensure that the rocket can handle extreme conditions during launch. Rocket propulsion is used in many missions such as satellite launches, moon missions, Mars exploration, and reusable rockets, and many more space vehicles.
So in that conclusion part, the rocket propulsions, it can be work with the help of the Newton's third law. So in that Newton's third law, every action is there is an equal and opposite reactions, like the ball through the wall, so it will be hit the wall and return back to the hand, and if you blow the balloon, so the air it will be release one particular nozzle, but balloon it will be goes in upward directions. And next one is the fuel and oxidizer. So based on the fuel and oxidizer, the rocket propulsions, it can be classified for the liquid propulsion, solid propulsion, hybrid propulsion, and last one is electric propulsion. So in that solid propulsion, the solid bar, it can be used as a fuel and oxidizer. For liquid propulsion and liquid rocket and liquid oxidizer, it can be stored in that separated tank. And for hybrid propulsion and solid bar and liquid oxidizer, it can be stored in separated tank. And last one is electric propulsion. So in that electric propulsion, it can be run with the help of the ion bombardment. So generally the rocket propulsions, it can be used for the satellite vehicles and moon missions and Mars explorations. So thank you.